All right. Hello. We are Holistically Speaking. We're an interprofessional collaboration of certified integrative mental health professionals and three fabulous women. So each of us is going to introduce ourselves in just a moment. So I'll start. I am Sheila Ivlev. I am an occupational therapist and I am based out of California. My OT business is OT Bay Area. I work with adults on functional short term goals, and we get to do stuff. Really, that is all I do. That's all we do. And I also do have a well being consulting company, WellWorks. And so I'm going to ask Dr. Catherine if you can introduce yourself.
I'm Dr. Catherine Jackson. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and I'm board certified in neuro. So I love all things that are related to the brain. And like my two partners in crime, I love everything that is holistic. And we share that same title, or what is it called? Credential. We share that same credential where we focus on holistic wellness. I'm also the owner of Optimal Neuro Holistic Services, and I practice out of Illinois, where I help people to rewire their brains, their mindsets, and their behaviors. What about you, Renelda?
Well, I'm Renelda Jones, and I am a licensed clinical social worker located in the state of Michigan. And I'm licensed to work with individuals in Michigan, New Jersey, and the state of Vermont. I own the private practice A Solution B. It is a holistic mental health private practice specializing in treating women who are in leadership roles and women entrepreneurs on addressing stress, anxiety, and PTSD. So, before we get started on our topic today, I want to say thank you for joining us. Make sure to let us know that you're here by putting something in the comments. It could be hi, it could be an emoji. We just want to know that you're here. And by the way, if you've been following us or maybe you're new, I want to share with you our e-cookbook called Mood Boosting Foods. So if you have purchased this e-cookbook from either of our websites, let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't gotten it yet, make sure to check it out. There's 6 nice, healthy recipes that help with improving mood and making you feel inside. Thank you for sharing that screen. So, Dr.
So,
Catherine,
yeah, today we're going to talk about gratitude. And it's November. So, this is a time where we will focus more on gratitude, even though we should be expressing and cultivating gratitude all year long. So I'm just going to share one of my own personal stories. I have always been a gratitude lady throughout my whole lifetime. But during the time that I was going to or trying to get licensed as a psychologist, I was not having an easy time. It was a rough time, actually. I laugh at it now because it's so far behind me, but it was a tough time, the toughest time of my career. And so I noticed that I kept thinking extremely negatively. Every time I tried, like I was negative about studying. I was negative when it was time to take the practice test. And guess what? That negativity was with me when I tried to go and take the exam. I did not pass that exam on the first try. And it pushed me further and further into being pissed off, negativity, feeling depressed, feeling like, less than other people because felt like everybody else was passing it on the first try right away, really quick. It wasn't until I decided to talk to one of my best friends who lives in New York, and we were both studying for this test and not having the best time with it. And so I told her, why don't we just do a gratitude challenge? It was one summer, and said, let's do a gratitude challenge. We did the challenge together for 30 days. After the 30 days was up, I continued to do it. And lo and behold, later, like days before the application was going to expire and I would have to start the whole process over again, I passed and became a licensed psychologist. So why do I say this story, right? There's so much power in how we feed our mind, right? And gratitude is one of the ways of doing that. So expressing gratitude can help us to feel closer to people. So just think about your partner, right? When you're looking for what they do wrong, you're finding more of what they do wrong. But when you're looking for the good and expressing gratitude for what they do, that draws the two of you guys closer together. Same thing with families, same thing with work, same thing with anything. So we want to cultivate the gratitude. It helps to promote more of those feel good neurochemicals in the brain, especially more dopamines, and then we feel better. Now, it's not toxic positivity. You don't want to just go around being all grateful for every little thing with the avoidance of things that you're truly upset about. But when we cultivate gratitude, then we feel more grateful, even in the midst of challenging times. So that's one share. I have other gratitude stories too, but I am so interested in you ladies' perspectives too. Sheila, what do you think about this whole gratitude thing?
Yeah, so you hit all those notes on how it affects your like brain chemistry, right? So one suggestion that I have, so a tip that I would have, I'm not going to tell a story. It's really hard, right? It's really hard to focus on the things that we're grateful for because there's so much bad stuff happening in the world, and we just have a lot going on. So an easy way to do it is to start your day by listing out 3 things that you're grateful for. So if you journal, you can list it in your journal. If you don't journal, you can just lay in bed and say them out loud or say them to yourself and just think of 3 things that you're grateful for. And that can, just like you said, Dr. Catherine, it's not about toxic positivity, but it kind of shifts your whole day, your outlook on your day, and it might actually help you see the positives. Think about those days where you forgot to set your alarm, you're running a little bit late, maybe you hit some traffic, and just you start noticing all the little things that are going wrong in the day. And so if you start your day with that gratitude practice, just 3 things, then you might actually start to notice some of the good stuff. And it completely just shifts your outlook. What about you, Reynalda? Do you have any stories or tips?
I was muted.
That's
The
okay.
universe does not want to hear what I had to say.
Must be some juiciness. It must be some juiciness.
you know, but I do agree with Sheila as far as writing out things that you are grateful for. For myself, I've had to do what's grateful for me at the end of the day. For instance, maybe I had a very challenging day. And if you're stressed, it's even harder to think straight, right? Because you are just going over the things that you've experienced. You want to know, like, what did you do wrong? Why did this person behave this way? Was it something about me? And so I have found that getting a journal and writing out before bedtime, writing out things that have gone well throughout the day was actually helpful for me and actually helped me to get to sleep better because I eventually got it out. But sometimes it's hard to find what went well. So I will start with, okay, I woke up this morning, that went well. I'm grateful that I was able to call a person that cared about me. That went well. And this happened, and all these other things went well. So I had to start doing it later at nights, and I was able to not only release the part that didn't go so well, but I was also able to like really be more comforted when I was able to say like, okay, despite all these things that happened today, maybe that was one small thing out of the grand scheme of things. So that's how my gratitude story plays out.
I love it. I'm going to share one more gratitude story if that's okay with you guys. It's actually a recent one. That happened. So you guys know. So this is my crew, right? They know that I was having a difficult time this summer with like my skin, and I noticed that when I in the beginning of it, I was so like, woe is me. I was waking up every day like, oh my gosh, here's another rash, here's another this, here's some more itchiness. And so then at some point, I just got tired of looking for what was wrong. And I started to say, hey, I feel like this is a little better today. Just this spot, just this spot. And then that turned into me expressing gratitude for at least this spot is better. And then once I started doing that, I started noticing other places that were getting better. And I was just expressing gratitude for every little thing in the process that was going better. And I started, my whole mindset started to shift, and I generally just started feeling better, period. And so that was just another one, that one that was more recent that I wanted to share. And there's just so much power in the mind, and gratitude is such a beautiful way to kind of rework that, rewire the mindset, especially when we're starting to get down on ourselves.
I love that. Finding the little things to be grateful for, because some of us have more to be grateful for than others. And so just finding the little things, that one person or that one kind thing someone said or did can go a really long way. So I love that. Thank you, Dr. Catherine, for
Yeah, I
sharing.
love it too. In fact, I was thinking like throughout my life, there's been times where I was just upset or like really down. But looking at it now, maybe it's like 5 years ago. For some reason, it came back to me. And now I have this moment where I'm like, wow, I'm really glad that happened. Or maybe I missed an appointment. And when I found out things that were like happening in town, or maybe someone was, hurt around that time, maybe it was not meant for me to be present. Or even like the jobs that I eventually left to go out on my own, all the things that I had to deal with in those experiences have led me to a purpose that I didn't even know was going to happen for me. And look where I am now, but my own practice. So I guess I share that because even though we talk about these things as if they're easy, they can come further down the line. They don't have to come today or tomorrow. It might be longer than that, but it's how you go about it and how it can help you. And sometimes it can bring some clarity. It can bring you some peace. It can bring
Yes.
you, a whole lot more, including abundance in a whole lot of areas in your life. Yeah. So anybody else want to share?
I could go on and on about gratitude, but we don't have all day. I'm going to save some of it for the next time we come back to this topic.
Absolutely, because we have more videos and more stories to share. So if you guys have not checked our other videos, make sure to do so. We have all kind of topics about holistic wellness with our own personal stories, hoping that you can connect with one of us. And again, if you have not checked out our ebook, The Mood Boosting Foods, you can go to our website and all of our websites to find our e-cookbook. And then we also do consulting, corporate consulting. We want to connect with other businesses and other holistic providers so that we can help more people. We're not just doing this just to be seen on our professional live stream. I love it so
Right.
much. We're doing this because we want to help people that look like us, people who, maybe they don't have leaders or mentors who look like them. They're getting information from people who aren't culturally sensitive or have cultural knowledge of their experience, even if it includes food or just your experience in general. That's what we're here for, to support you.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And can I add that we want to hear from you, right? We are doing this for you. So, if you have questions, put them in the comments. If this is helping you, if you're enjoying this, tell us,
Yes.
right? We're people too. So, we think what we're doing is absolutely necessary and important. And so, if this is helping you on your journey, we want to hear about it. And if there's anything that you want us to talk about, we are always looking for ideas. We sit here and we brainstorm and we're like, oh, this happened. We need to talk about this today. So
Yep.
if there's something that you want to hear, let us know.
And be sure to like, share, and comment this video. If something resonated with you, it might resonate with somebody else in your circle. So go ahead and like, share, and comment. It was great. Thank you guys so much for joining us. happy holidays as we go into the holiday season. And we hope to see you next month.